Story 25 of the Fairy Ring. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Lucas Handley. The Fairy Ring, edited by Kate Douglas Wiggin and Nora Archibald Smith. Story 25, Drakesbill and His Friends. Drakesbill was very little, and that is why some people called him Bill Drake. But tiny as he was, he knew a thing or two. He was a great worker, and laid up every cent that he earned, and long before he was half as tall as a gray goose, he had saved $100 in gold. The king of the country, who never did anything but spend money, heard that Drakesbill had some gold pieces, and he made haste to borrow them. How very kind and gracious he was until he heard the little yellow coins jingle in his pocket. And how proud it made Drakesbill feel to have it said that he had lent money to the king. A year went by, 2 years, 3 years, and the king seemed to have forgotten him. He did not even offer to pay Drakesbill the interest, and the little fellow was very uneasy lest he should lose all his money. At last he made up his mind that he would go and see the king and tell him that he needed the gold pieces very much. So early one morning, Drakesbill, as spruce and fresh as a young robin, went down the high road towards the king's palace, singing, "Quack, quack, quack, when shall I get my money back?" He had not gone far when he met Friend Fox, coming home from his rounds among the farmyards. "Good morning, my neighbor," said Friend Fox. "Where are you going so early in the day?" "I'm going to the king, to ask him to pay me what he owes me." "Oh, take me with you." "One can't have too many friends," thought Drakesbill. Then he said, "Certainly I will take you, but you walk on 4 legs, and you will soon get tired. So make yourself very small, get into my mouth, creep under my tongue, and I will carry you." Friend Fox thanked him very kindly, made himself very small, and was out of sight like a letter in a letterbox. Then Drakesbill was off again, all spruce and fresh as a spring morning, and still singing, "Quack, quack, quack, when shall I get my money back?" He had not gone far when he met his lady friend Ladder leaning against her wall. "Good morning, ducky darling," said the lady friend. "Whither away, so bold and gay, this fine new day?" "I'm going to the king, to ask him to pay me what he owes me." "Oh, take me with you." One can't have too many friends, thought Drakesbill. Then he said, "Certainly I will take you, but you have such long wooden legs that you will soon get tired, so make yourself very small, get into my mouth, creep under my tongue, and I will carry you." The latter thanked him, made herself very small, and went to keep company with Friend Fox. Then Drakesbill was off again, spruce and fresh as any dapper little dandy, and singing, "Quack, quack, quack, when shall I get my money back?" He had not gone far when he met his sweetheart, Laughing River, wandering quietly in the sunshine. "Good morning, my spoonbill," she said. "Whither do you go, so happy and slow, while the soft breezes blow?" "I'm going to the king, you know, for he owes me money, and I want him to pay me back." "Oh, take me with you." One can't have too many friends, thought Drakesbill. Then he said, "Certainly I will take you, but you always sleep while you run, and you will soon get tired. So make yourself very small, get into my mouth, creep under my tongue, and I will carry you." The river thanked him very kindly, and then, gloop, 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 she went to take her place between Friend Fox and Friend Ladder. Then Drakesbill was off again, spruce and fresh as a busy bee, and singing, "Quack, quack, quack, when shall I get my money back?" A little farther on he met Neighbor Wasp Nest, taking his wasps out for some fresh air. "Good morning, Neighbor Bill," said Wasp Nest. "Whither do we run, so full of fun, in the bright warm sun?" "Oh, don't you know that the king owes me money? And I am going down to see him and make him pay me," answered Drakesbill. "Oh, take us with you." One can't have too many friends, thought Drakesbill. Then he said, "Certainly I will take you, but there are so many of you that you will soon get tired. So make yourself quite small, get into my mouth, creep under my tongue, and I will carry you." Neighbor Wasp Nest thanked him very kindly, and then buzz, 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 file right, march! There wasn't much more room, but by getting close together, everybody was made quite comfortable. And then Drakesbill went on singing. In the afternoon he came to the great city where the king lived, and as he marched straight up High Street, he sang as loud as he could, "Quack, quack, quack, oh, when shall I get my money back?" When he came to the king's palace, he climbed up the step, and then he stood on tiptoe and knocked at the door. Tock, tock, tock. "Who's there?" asked the doorkeeper, looking out through the keyhole. "'Tis I, Drakesbill. I want to speak with the king." "Speak with the king? Nonsense! That is easier said than done. The king is in the parlor counting out his money." "That is just what I want to see him do," said Drakesbill. "Tell him I am here, and then he will know my business." The doorkeeper went into the parlor to speak with the king, but he was not there. He was in the kitchen, just sitting down to dinner, with a white napkin around his neck. "Good, good," said the king. "I know the rascal. Fetch him in, and put him with the turkeys and the chickens." The doorkeeper went back to the door. "Walk in, sir." "Good," said Drakesbill to himself. "Now I can see how the folks eat at the king's table." This way," said the doorkeeper. "Now step through that gate. There you are." "What? In the poultry yard? How? What?" How vexed the little fellow was, and no wonder. "Just wait," he said at last. "I think I'll show them a thing or two. Quack, 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 when shall I get my money back?" But turkeys and chickens are queer things, as you know, and think themselves a good deal better than other folks. When they saw what a funny little fellow had come among them, and when they heard him singing his queer song, they began to ask one another, "Who is he? What is he doing here?" Then they all rushed upon him, and if he had not had his wits about him, they would have pecked him to death in no time. But as good luck would have it, he remembered his friend Fox, and he cried out, "Fox, friend Fox, from your hiding place, come quick, or sad will be my case." Then friend Fox, who was only waiting for these words, leaped out from his hiding place, as big as life and as happy as a sunflower, and he threw himself on the wicked fowls, and snip, snap, crish, crash, he tore them in pieces. And at the end of 5 minutes not one of them was left alive, and Drakesbill, spruce and fresh as ever, began to sing again, "Quack, quack, quack, when shall I get my money back?" But the king was very angry when the poultry woman and the cook and the doorkeeper all rushed into the kitchen where he was eating and told him what had happened. He ordered them to seize this naughty little Drakesbill and throw him into the well, and thus make an end of him. "I am lost, I am lost," cried Drakesbill, as he fell fluttering down into the deep dark hole. "I can never climb out of this place." Then he happened to think of his lady friend Ladder, and he sang, "Ladder, ladder, from beneath my tongue, come quick, or soon my song will be sung." Friend Ladder, who had only been waiting for these words, leaped quickly out, as tall as a flagpole, and as charming as a walking stick, and she stood with her feet at the bottom of the well, and her 2 arms resting upon the top, and Drakesbill climbed nimbly on her back, and hip, hop, hop, how soon he was up and singing louder than ever, "Quack, quack, quack, when shall I get my money back?" The king, who was still at the table, heard him singing, and the song made him so angry that he almost choked. "Can't anybody make that fellow hush?" he cried. Then he ordered his men to build a great fire, and when it was hot to throw Drakesbill into it and burn him up for a wicked wizard. But Drakesbill was not much afraid this time. He remembered his sweetheart River. Just when the flames were the highest and the captain of the king's men was going to toss him into them, he sang out, "River, river, outward flow, or in the fire I must go." Then